What's up, you guys? I'm Aldrich Lee, and this is another episode of Future Proof, and I have the amazing, beautiful Miss Demetria McNeil running for public office, city council. What district?
For North Charleston City Council, District 3, correct.
North Charleston City Council, District 3.
Yes.
Amazing. Now, Miss McNeil is known for motion, movement, Miss Dance,
Yes.
entrepreneurship, businesswoman,
Yes.
Newfound motherhood. Clap, clap for that. But now we're taking on public office.
Yes.
Exciting?
Very exciting. Very new. But yes, exciting overall.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So start off by telling me, what sparked the inspiration for you to go into politics?
Like I tell everyone, I prayed on it. I'm a very faithful person, God-fearing woman. And when the opportunity came, I prayed on it, and I'm being obedient, and this is why I'm here today. And just overall, just on a even more insightful look at it, I've been doing this, not technically in office, but serving people. That's always been my passion.
Service, and it's about service.
It is about service. You have to serve the people.
Leadership, period, is about service.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. So. And I'm an amazing leader. I have my own multiple businesses. So. I have my own nonprofit where I'm leading, not only my members, but the upcoming generation as well. So, and we need more of that in leadership positions. So
it's all about mentorship and setting the stones in place for the future so that they have something to stand on. So
exactly.
that's profound. That's good.
Yes.
A future proof. That's what it's about, right?
Yes.
Right. Something that'll last the test of time, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So tell us about your background and some of the experience that shaped who you are today.
Yeah. So I am 28 years old, and I'm originally born and raised in Charleston. I have a twin sister. I also have a 6-year-old sister from my father that I love. Her name is Promise. And I am, like you said, a new mom. I come from all parts of Charleston, more so downtown, North Charleston, West Ashley area. I went to Burke High School downtown, the legendary Burke High School. I marched for the legendary Burke Bulldogs marching band, and I've been dancing. Yes.
Bulldogs.
Yes, I've been dancing since I was 4 professionally. Shout out to my great grandmother for investing into my dance career.
Shout out to grandma.
Yeah, thank you, Granny. I've been dancing different styles: ballet, hip hop, tap, African, and then I transitioned into also adding majorette to the plethora. And past 2 years now, I've been training in Crump officially. Where my Crump family is based out of Columbia, Lionheart fam. Shout out to the gang. But yeah, I am overall a artist and creative at heart. I love people. Entrepreneur. I studied business administration and marketing at Benedict. And I did that intentionally.
Go Tigers.
Yes, hey, BC. I did that intentionally because I know I didn't want to box myself in. I know if I have a business degree, then I'll be able to, move a little more of how I move now. More freedom,
Gotcha.
So, that's me in a little nutshell.
All right. So, tell me, how did your involvement in the arts influence your leadership style?
So, let's go back all the way to my childhood. I've always grabbed the little girls around the neighborhood. I'll have like 5 to 8 different little girls with me. Always been into that mentoring spirit and teaching them dance.
Definitely. And I've always seen that through your work too.
Yes,
I'm admired that in your work.
Thank you. So that alone kicked off my leadership. Me being the older twin kicked off my leadership.
By how many minutes?
1 minute.
Oh God, is she talking?
Okay, but that 1 minute it makes a difference. Okay, I had to lead my twin. I started walking first and talking first as well. I did everything first. So and I led her. So that was my training since I was a little girl. Me being in the arts has paved the way for my leadership tremendously. Me being captain for Charisma Dance Line, and at Burke High School, I had to lead my team. They had to trust me. My coach, Miss Jamisha, she had to trust me as well. You know, as well as the band director, the legendary Mr. McLeod, had to see that leadership in me to be able to. One that made me have to step up to the plate. You know, so from that point on, I've always been I had this grit of being a leader and understanding that a real leader knows how to be a follower when need to be and know how to adapt. So, yeah.
Right. That's good. Okay, so what does your hometown mean to you personally?
My hometown, I really need to meditate on this, seriously, even after.
I figured you would. Chuck
You
Town.
know?
Because y'all got a culture here.
Very much so a culture. It's very so much deep to me, and not even just to me, like just in general, you know, especially if you are from Charleston, South Carolina, our Geechee Gullah culture, the fact that America was basically built through Charleston when bringing the slaves,
port, yeah.
our ancestors, through the port that's right downtown, that's sitting where the International African Museum is, you know.
Right.
And oh my gosh, I had the honor of dancing for the grand opening for that, and
oh
my
wow.
gosh, was it such a spiritual experience sitting on that water. I felt that presence there, literally. It was a moment I thought I saw some people coming up from out the water.
Oh my.
And I looked over. It was that beautiful, amazing, and just moving. So Charleston, I just have a lot of pride to be from here, and it took for me also to go to school, Benedict. You know, that's my first time living more so outside of Charleston for a long period of time, and you know that also built up my pride. Like,
Yes.
oh, no, I'm not from Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know, we from an hour
Right.
hour and a half away. You know, but Charleston is home. It's dear to my heart. You know, everything I do is very personal because of the background and, you know, the statistics and stuff. You know, it's just a place to be very, when you know, you know,
Yes.
and me learning the history and embodying the history is just, everything just hits so much deeper for me.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
I will say that about Charleston. That's one of the things I noticed about the people, the community.
Yes.
You all take so much pride in your community in a way that you don't see throughout the Carolinas. You know, I would say y'all probably one of the only communities in the Carolinas where is most, if not all of y'all, take a lot of pride in your community and your city and where y'all come
You
from.
made me think about Chuck Fly Chuck.
Yeah, y'all had a fraternity in college. I remember that. Y'all
black
had a whole,
and white.
right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it until I got to school, but that says a lot too.
Yeah, that does. That does. Yeah, and y'all stick together so well. And not only do y'all stick together, the love that I've experienced in this community has always been like overwhelming. And you know, it's just a family spirit.
Yes.
You know?
And you know how the family is going to chew you up when you do something wrong.
Yeah.
Charleston is very much that.
But it's correction with love, though. I feel like, it's coming from the right place.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so what inspired you to run for local office?
We need people like me, someone like me, in office. We need transparency. You know, we need newness, some fresh faces, fresh ideas, and I am all of that and above.
Yeah.
You know, we need somebody that's in the community, for the community, and gonna work tirelessly for the community, not for self-gain. So that's
someone that can see the community too.
Yes,
because
literally.
a lot of
I'm
times
not above the community. I'm right here with you guys.
So, and that's what I like to see that in people who run for public office. I like to see people that come from the community, that are in the community, because I feel like sometimes people who come from a certain pedigree can't see everyone. Or the needs of everyone. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So I feel like in positions of leadership, as far as the community goes, it's best to have people in there that know the need of the community.
Yes, and it makes me very much even more appreciative of me growing up on governmental assistance and housing. Although I did not know for a long time, because my mom, she made the home a home. You know, always had nice things. So,
agreed. My mom definitely.
Right.
I just talked about that with my sister the other day.
Right. Like, I didn't know Section 8. I didn't know we was. I knew we lived in like apartments and stuff. I didn't think, comparing other people's houses, how it looked on the inside. I'm like, well, we don't, my mom,
Right.
but we still people.
Right.
My mom, unfortunately, she had sickle cell, so she wasn't able to work as hard as she would have liked to. She said she always wanted to be a nurse, but her illness was always in the way. So, we can't take that from her or say
Right.
you're a lazy person taking advantage of the government.
Right.
But what she showed me was perseverance and how to use your pain as power and purpose and never let it be an excuse and work hard. So I appreciate that tremendously. But that also helped me. I know firsthand how the struggles feel here when it comes to affordable housing and the lack of job opportunities as well, being judged, not being respected. I am an artist and entrepreneur, so that's you know how that is as well too.
Right.
Right. It fluctuates, or you're not looked at as someone of like a lawyer or a doctor versus
Right.
a dancer or an
Yeah.
artist. So
right. People tend to trivialize
yes,
what you're doing or your work or
yes,
and be like, oh, you should apply here or do something there.
yes,
I'm
not meant for that.
Yeah, right.
Me as an entrepreneur and artist, full-time entrepreneur at that, it's not easy, but that's what's so inspirational for me to be the testimony to show, especially when we go talk to the kids and we ask them, we're picking their brain. Think it further. Dream bigger than that. You said, like, I'll never forget one kid at Burke High School said that they want to be emergency man because they see the family doing it. I'm like, okay, what else you want to do? It's like, well, actually, I love cooking, so I want to be a chef on the emergency man boat. Okay, that's different.
Right.
I said, but have you ever thought about owning your own ship or your own boat? Like, as if it wasn't possible,
Right.
So I love breaking barriers. The sky is not the limit. It goes beyond the sky, So and you can succeed with the gift that God gave you. And I feel like we need to hone in more on that. And we need more people like myself that's confident in your walk of life and being an example for the community.
Okay. So, many people see politics as an intimidating feat. What gave you the courage to step up to the plate and do this?
Again, God, because I too was intimidated.
Right.
I too gave myself excuses of why I may not be qualified enough for
Right.
this, but God told me that I am.
Right. God always call the qualified.
He doesn't, literally, and it's not about the title. It's about the action, the motion. It's your heart. The intention is not about the title, and then the title. Now I'm thinking about my past, all the pageantry, Miss Sophomore, Miss Black and Gold, Miss Elkdom of the World, Miss this, Miss that. But it was always deeper than the title. Yes, outside looking in, it's like I'm aiming for the title.
I'm gonna say that about you.
Deeper.
I always could tell that with you, because we had a little community. Well, yeah, we had a little time when we were a part of the same community. Growing up in college.
Yes.
And watching you grow there, and come into yourself to a certain degree, because we've all grown so much since then too.
Absolutely.
But I can always say I could feel your purpose. You
wow.
feel me?
That's deep.
I could always feel purposeness from you. Right? And I feel like I always feel that from anybody that walks in purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I always can feel. Like I don't know whether it might be discernment.
Sure.
Basically. But I just wanted to say that I could always feel that, because it was nice to hear you say that, because I was like, I always could see that in you.
Wow.
That's why I always,
Thank you. That means so
that's
much.
why I've always supported. I always support something good. Like what you say, if you're right, I'm with you when you're right. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
and I like that you say that I'm with you when you're right, because that's what I stand for. And going back to like my campaign, I'm not blue or red.
No one should be. You're for the people.
Hello.
And what most benefits the people. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Every policy that either side come up with may not always benefit the people.
Absolutely.
And that's when you can be like, that's when you're like, oh no, this like wait a minute. What's going on here?
Right, exactly.
Right. When did the paradigm switch?
Yes,
like, you feel me?
Yes.
So yeah, I like that too. I consider myself independent too. I have no loyalty to any specific party.
Yeah.
Right
is right, wrong is wrong.
Right. What I've been saying. One of my mantras now. I'm loyal to love, truth, and light.
I love that.
Let's add a little piece on there too.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm with you when you're right. And that's why I've always supported what you've done, because like I said, I could always feel the purpose. Like, this girl is trying to do something way bigger, way more meaningful than the surface level.
Thank
you. No,
oh my
of course.
gosh. I hope other people see and feel the same thing.
So, all right. So what are the core values driving your campaign?
The core values. So, transparency, number one.
Ooh. Good value.
Thank you. And that's one of my greatest assets of myself.
Of yourself.
Mom,
I can say that too.
Yes. Mom used to always say,
long term,
you're too honest, baby girl.
Right.
And I used to get offended, like, what do you mean?
Right.
The world needs more honest people. You just overshare,
right.
But that's also my power at the same time. So transparency, compassion.
Okay.
You have
another good value.
I have to be.
You need compassion for public service, even though a lot of people in public service don't have compassion.
At zero, but neither here or there. I feel like the people need you to empathize with them. I had a lady started telling me about her son on Sunday after a church service and crying. And this is my first time meeting her. I'm just telling her about my campaign and my organization. So
welcome to public service.
Hello. But again, he's been training me up and preparing me this entire time because, just recently, my boyfriend, he told me, let's start practicing shutting your phone off certain time in the night, because for years I've allowed, how people be like, you can call me anytime.
Oh,
I literally meant that.
In entrepreneurship, you definitely have to you definitely have to have some office hours. I see some people think, but you definitely might want to do some office hours.
Especially now as a new mom,
I feel like long term it helps you
boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries, and I feel like it helps your momentum long term. Like it keeps you
burned out
from burning out because you treat it like a 9 to 5 to a certain degree.
Yes.
It's a time when work is over. It's time for me to relax, recoup. You know what I'm saying, and be ready to fight again tomorrow. So
I feel like my third, I can't help but oh wow, but I was gonna say love, but then the next word that came to mind was God. That is my foundation.
Well, literally. God is love.
So that's why I was like, I can't even, that is the same thing.
Right.
So.
And I feel like saying, not to ever underscore God in anything, but I feel like love is a better way of, saying it, because love transcends boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
And no matter your religion, some people might.
Right, love is right.
God.
That's what I'm about to say.
Although God, I'm going to bring God in the room everywhere I go.
Yeah.
But also with that as well, love as well.
Love,
transparency, as well as compassion. That's my core values, I would say.
All right. Okay. So what are the biggest issues you see in your community right now?
Right now, I would say.
And how do you hope to address them? I'm sorry.
We lack a strong economic development here. We also, such as, we don't have equality job opportunities.
Okay, so like access to opportunities.
Yeah, access to opportunities. We're lacking in that area. We don't have a lot of programs really to propel individuals. And then that goes to my next issue, which is the youth engagement that we have here. We could do way better with the youth here. We're not setting them up, and maybe me becoming a new mom that has changed and opened up my mind even more. Because I've been thinking this way.
Well, that was one of my questions. I wanted to know, like, has motherhood influenced,
Big time. I feel, here it is. God told me what to do, and here I am answering, confidently, because I can't have faith and fear, so I have to let go of my fear. But I will say my child gave me even more courage, because first of all, it's about him now, and I had to question, is my community a great community for him to grow up in? Is it fruitful for him to grow up in this? Is he going to get all the things he needs, regardless of mommy and daddy going to be providing for him? But is the environment good to really have him propel into the best product of individual he could be? I don't think so. So let me step up to the plate, because who else is going to do it? Who's going to take this lead and take this ball and really, really mean it? not for the look or for the face, because regardless of the results, say God forbid I don't win the race, I'm still going to do what I said I'm going to do. I'm not here for hopeless promises and stuff like that. We're tired of that, And another thing about, I love how young I am, because I'm also, I won't say rebellious, but almost there. I'm very courageous. I take risks, and I don't mind speaking up for what's right. So yes.
Good. Okay, so we kind of digressed a little,
yes.
But let's get some of the biggest issues. Maybe give me like 2 issues.
Oh yes.
And 2 ways you want to address. Hope to address.
Yes. So when it comes to the economic development part, I would love to partner with one that's going. The economic development also go hand in hand with the affordability of housing, which is tremendously high for the quality of life living here, for those who are middle to low income.
Right.
Those who are above, I'm not talking to you guys right now. So
everything ain't about you.
Right. I would partner with developers to be able to ensure more affordable housing here. I'm big into real estate as well. I've studied in real estate this past year as well, so I've learned a lot, which has a lot to do with what we got going on in Charleston with the zoning and the property rights or whatnot. But overall, the economy. We need to be able to provide a lot more opportunities as well for the youth and even, our elders. And the other issue is the youth. The youth not having enough affordable programs or not accessible programs. They might be full with the basketball team and then that's it, rather than having more things after school programs, job training programs for the kids, things that's focusing on their mental health as well, and then that can also transition into the crime rates that we have here, preventing it before it even starts. So that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm really big into the art community and the youth, to where I love teaching dance. I love teaching it overall and pouring life into the youth, because they're our next lead of our generation, right?
Right.
So
and they need to be well equipped.
Yes, and I plan to expand more on the programs, partner with more nonprofits and business owners to be able to help provide more job opportunities, more internship programs, and educating them more as well as keeping them, active, creating more hobbies and activities, things that's going to be very fruitful. So that's going to be my focus.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay. So how do you plan to stay connected to the people in your community?
Easy. Town hall meetings. My knocking on doors now is not going to stop, because now I know you. Now I'm making relationships with you. Shout out to Mr. Ford around the corner from me now. That's somebody that, I wouldn't mind. Hi, we're personable now. We know a little more about each other, to where we can support one another as well. So beyond that, having more town hall meetings is what we need. The people who are underserved, they feel underheard, and I want to be the voice for them. So being able to host more town hall meetings, more meet and greets, doing like a tour around my district, more frequently. Yeah. I feel like that can keep the people engaged, because if we're about the people need to be a part of the decision-making process, and we're not.
The people.
We're not. Yeah, we the people, but we got to act like it.
Constitution is very powerful. What they say, if you just stand up,
Yeah, yes.
All right. Okay, so tell me, what is your vision? What is your vision for the future of your community, and what role do you see yourself playing in it, in bringing it to life?
I see better public safety. I visualize more affordable housing, so we're not, especially the seniors that have been here investing into the community for this long and not being able to afford, being able to partner with maybe like I said, nonprofits and stuff, to be able to ensure and trust longevity of affordability. I also see North Charleston becoming the arts and entertainment hub of the South. Okay. We already, Charleston overall is in top 10 for the past over 12 years of
Is that
tourists.
why you're trying to finesse me into moving here?
Yes. I mean, just it makes sense. I'm about what makes
Come
sense.
in on the ground floor, huh?
You know? Yeah.
Might as well, right?
Yes. Why not be a part of it
Carolina
before
money.
Before it does this, and now you're trying to hurry up. You know, people. Yeah. How are we top 10?
I mean, that's how the stock market works. You get in on a stock while it's low.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That was a great analogy. Yes.
Yeah, of course. That's how it works.
Yes.
You don't never want to get in something when it's already through the roof. Now you got to pay to get in. Got to pay to play now.
Literally.
You know?
And I'm sure that's
and you
why
might
the
lose.
market is, yeah, I think that's why the housing market has been increasing as well. The real estate market overall, because the commercial real estate is extremely high as well. But it's because of the demand. You know, we have people moving here every single day now from all over the world, and also touring the Charleston from all over the world. So the value of Charleston is very valuable. It's very high. So I definitely see Charleston gaining even more respect, becoming more of a arts and entertainment hub. More people will be traveling for those purposes. It's already starting.
Right.
We're already growing. You know, Park Circle is in North Charleston. Looks amazing. Don't look nothing like how it was when we were all growing up. You know, it's very more innovative and inclusive. So I see that overall for North Charleston.
All right. Nice. All right. So tell me, how important is representation to you in local politics, especially for younger generations or those from creative backgrounds?
How important is representation is extremely important. And that's another reason why I chose to take on this challenge, because we need more and better representation in leadership roles. We need people that do look like me. We need people that is around my age to be able to bridge that gap with the younger generation. You know, a lot of the younger generation don't see more so the importance of voting, you know, or then don't respect police officers or those of the government, and see me coming through. It's gonna inspire people, you know, rather you're the youth or even older than I am. You know, I've been doing that already for years, so that's not gonna stop.
Representation equals relatability, and I just came up with that.
And I am
just from what you said.
I am very relatable. We need somebody that's relatable and who understands.
We need more people that are relatable in politics and stuff. For the reason I said earlier too. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come from the bottom, you really know what the community needs.
Absolutely. I'm in the community. I'm with the community. I am the community.
Representation, relatability.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What kind of legacy do you hope to leave through your work, through this work?
Exactly that. Exactly what we were talking about.
Okay.
I want people to be like, remember me for how I made them feel and how I impacted them and changed their lives. You know, I have people tell me now, you don't know how much how many times you saved my life, and that's something that I cherish deeply. And Lord knows how many more people I'm called to help heal and save and uplift as well. So I want to be known for just that. I want to leave my legacy on earth with people understanding and remember how positively influential I am, and how I was able to impact them in whatever positive way.
Amen. That's amazing. For someone who may not be familiar with your campaign, why should they care?
Why should you care? Again, the office needs someone like me. You know? We need someone that is going to be the voice for the people. So you should care. You should care about your environment. You should care about
representation equals relatability.
Tell them again.
Get somebody that can relate to you.
Yes.
Vote for people that can relate to you.
I want people to understand that I am just like you. I just took the risk to do what needs to be done. It's not easy, but obviously if I'm able to do that, then I have to care. You know, I could have just stood back and be like, no, I have to make excuses again. I have my own little baby that I should be worrying about. But I know the responsibility and the calling is much more of a responsibility. I cannot run away from it. I have to be obedient, and yeah.
I'm going to say this on your behalf. Like I said, representation equals relatability, and we really should be voting for people who look like us, who not just look like us, but people who think like us, people who can see us, people who can see our struggles, our experiences, and advocate for them. You know, so I just wanted to add that little piece on, not just for you, but for all of our community, our generation, really. Because I feel like more people from our generation needs to get involved in public office, and especially what we got going on in Washington right now.
Oh my gosh!
Like we really,
the responsibility.
like, what's her name? Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, I love her.
More of them.
Yes.
More of them.
Yes.
Relatable, right?
Right. And she's standing her ground, but
representing for us, right?
For the people. Yeah, she's literally for the people.
Yeah.
And that motivates me even more to go harder, because this is not about me. You know, it's as simple as that. So yeah.
Okay. So tell us, how can people get involved with your campaign or support what you're doing?
So you can follow me on social media at Demetria McNeil, the number 4. D3 or District 3. You can follow and subscribe to my website, where you could learn more about who I am, learn more about my campaign. You can donate.
What's your website?
It's Demetria McNeil, the number 4, D3.com.
Oh, it's the same as your...
Yeah, I try to keep everything.
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Instagram
So
and Facebook says
Instagram is the same as the website, as the same as the dad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as you type in Demetria, the number 4, I should pop up everywhere. The website and
all over it.
Yes.
I gotta make sure I follow your campaign.
Yes, please. Too. Yes. You could sign up to be a volunteer. You could sign up to be a sponsor, or send in a donation.
I think I might sign up to be a volunteer. I
need it.
Do a little media work for you.
I need it, actually. I'm serious.
What would you say to a young person who wants to create change but doesn't know where to start?
Change start within. You have to look yourself in the mirror and understand your power. You have to inspire and motivate your own self before you're able to take on motivating or being an influencer. How can you be an influencer if you're not influencing yourself positively, right?
How you gonna win when you ain't right within?
Come on, Lauren. Yes. Literally. So, and also keep God first. You know, regardless of whatever your religion is, the foundation has to be the higher power. And everything else is going to flow. You got to trust God. You got to have faith. Faith without work is dead. And I am here as a testimony of both. Yes. So, my saying is, I'm not a politician, but I am a servant of the people. And God placed us here to be servants of one another, not to beat each other down or try to kill somebody just to get to the top. No, we need each other to get to the top.
Yes.
You know?
Quid pro quo, one hand washes the other.
Yes, that's what true wealth is. That's what the true currency is
pull and push.
Collaborating with other people, connecting with other people, loving other people, being kind to other people. And always remember that you never know what someone else is going through, and you want to be kind to everyone.
Never know what
and figure out what your purpose is outside of the social. You got to block out the social media and the distractions and the negativity. Who are you? Why? What is your purpose here? And life will be much better. It's never going to be easy, because once you understand how anointed you are and what your calling is and what your purpose is, that doesn't mean that life is going to be easier. You know, it's just you have more clarity on what to do, how to do
Growth
it.
Growth never stops. It's always going to be a new mountain to climb, you know?
Yes. So I leave that with everyone. You got it. Don't let your circumstance dictate who you are and where you're going. Use your pain, any darkness. I rebuke any depression and sadness away from people, lives. But you use that as a tool. You know, one thing my mom taught me is you use your pain and turn that thing into purpose.
Yeah.
You turn it into something powerful. You know, that's why another reason why I love the arts, because oh my God, it's so expressive. It's so healing.
Yes.
It's so releasing.
Oh my God.
You know, instead of going to therapy, nothing wrong with therapy. I am pro therapy. But just giving you an example, instead of going to therapy, go take a dance class. Go take a painting class. Go take yoga. Go move your body. Movement is healing. So I would say just that. And love yourself too. And love others how you would love yourself. And vote for
nice.
Demetria A. McNeil.
Vote for her.
No matter how young you are, if you're 18 and up, you should be registered to vote because the local elections is even more powerful than the presidential elections. It starts on a local level. So get active. Your voice matters. And you're doing an injustice if you do not at least do the bare minimum of what our ancestors have got killed for. And we got technology. It's so easy and simple. It takes 5 minutes on the phone to register to vote. So let's do our part in our community. We want a better community. It's going to take all of us to be unified. And that's all. Thank you.
Best of luck on your campaign. I know you're going to do well.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you in your city council seat and see all the amazing things that you're doing for your community.
Thank you.
I believe in you so much because, like I say, I could always see the purpose on you.
Thank
so
you.
to see that you are now taking on public office and to see someone taking on public office who I believe is capable of making a difference and change is just so empowering. I thank you so much for sitting down with me today and doing this interview, allowing me to, pick your brain a little bit, figure out what you're doing, why you're doing it.
I love it.
Right.
Keep me on my toes. It keeps me fresh and reminded me, to keep going as well. And I'm doing a great job as well. I'm learning every single day, from the different conversations and my research. I'm up wee hours in the morning just researching things. I'm becoming, and that's how I'm becoming more in tune and passionate about this because I'm taking the time to dig deeper into what this role is, what to expect, how can I affect people in this position as well, how impactful. And then my last thing I want to end with is my slogan: our people, our purpose.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you for having me. I
appreciate you as well. Okay, you guys, this is FuturePROOF. This is Demetria McNeil, our future city council, District 3.
Yes.
Demetria McNeil for D3, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So you guys get out, register. Make sure you register to vote first. That's the first thing you need to do. Make sure you register to vote.
And unfortunately, I don't know when this is going to be shown, but the registration to vote ends today.
Oh.
April 25th.
Well, it's not going to come out today. So y'all should have been registered to vote already.
If you're not registered to vote yet, please make sure the next 2 years when elections come back around
that you are registered to vote. But if you are registered to vote,
this is really for you.
And you stay in North Charleston District 3.
Yes.
Get out to the polls.
Yes.
Our people, our purpose.
May 12th through the 27th is voting. Get out there and vote.
Okay. May 12th through the 27th.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you guys. This is FuturePROOF. I'm Aldrich Lee Kell. Miss Demetria McNeil once again. Out here running for city council. Appreciate you so much for coming through.
Thank
you guys
you.
Make sure you go out and vote wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the United States. Make sure that you're getting out and you're voting in your local elections. These are elections that mean the most, really, because these are the elections that really spearhead change.
Yes.
On a local level, right in your own community.
Yes.
So if you get out at these and you get the right representation, representation that looks like you, thinks like you, wanna like you, then you can see a world that's like you. Yes. You feel me? Yes. So it's important to get out to your local elections and make sure you're voting for people that can inspire the type of change that you want to see. I'm Aldrich Lee Kell. This is FuturePROOF. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
I should have did the pageant wave.
Oh, you got time? Go ahead.